Whew. Alrighty, kids. How's everybody doing? Good morning.
Good morning.
What do you think of that breakfast, huh?
Amazing.
Wow. They were, the boxes were hot. They came right out of the Einstein Bagels oven there, you know? You wait for them there, you know? So everybody got some food, okay? Not that I have to say this often, but when they bring in the food, any class, CE class or whatever, it's not a buffet, if you get my drift. You know, I mean, go back and get some more food, but not, 7 times. Just saying, and it might not apply to anybody in this room, but just use a little common sense and, grab a bagel, grab some fruit, go sit. And then if you finish it and you're still hungry, maybe wait a little bit, and see if anyone else is coming in so they can have some food. So just a little common courtesy, stuff like that. So, but good morning, gang. A lot of stuff to talk about. We got 5 of our best agents that are going to occupy these seats, and me and Wendy are going to grill the crap out of them for about 20 minutes or something like that, No, it'll be nice. It'll be nice. But before we do that, just some update on some stuff. It's funny with realtors. I invited 7 realtors to do this. As far as I know, only 3 confirmed, but 2 more are here. So there's 2 that are here today. Here we don't have their photo because I wasn't sure if they were coming. But they're here, so I'm missing some photos here, but that's the reason why. So bear with me here. Thank you all for this. In March and April, these are all the people we hired. Some are brand new, right out of real estate school. Joanne, and I'm looking around here. Who else? Good. I think she might be the only mentee. Okay. And where's Lauren? Oh, you're right in front of me. There you go, Lauren Chen Fu. Okay. And a lot of them are experienced agents. And a lot of these hires are because of you guys. And because of that, all right, before I get to because of that, some anniversaries. I looked at this just now, and I realized Spencer's been here 16 years. Who knew? Who knew? Linda Jo's been here 18 years. Okay? Where's the other one that jumped out at me and that was here? Okay. Jennifer Mayo. She's been here 16 years. If you walked in the door, I don't know who it is. Does anybody know who Jennifer is? Suzanne does. But it's a testament that agents don't like coming in the office. They don't have to. But it's pretty amazing that some people have been here that long. So, and I think Vince is Peter, correct? Georgiev? Is that Peter?
Vince is Peter's dad.
Oh, okay. So Vince and Peter Georgiev, but his dad's been here almost since the beginning. 19 years ago. So I appreciate all you guys for hanging out here. Some birthdays this month. Wow. So if anybody has a birthday, holy moly. A lot of birthdays here, Holy Jesus, We should have, right? We missed out, Yeah. Mine, Doug Miller is in the room. I don't know who else is in the room here who had a birthday, but a few of us in the room. So happy birthday to everybody. All right, gang. We all had that how many of you made it to one day? Half of you? Okay. It was a lot of fun, right? Food trucks, music, Cuba being Cuba, taking photos, laughing, a lot of fun. If you didn't get a chance to go, you missed out on an opportunity to at least meet the guy that owns the place, that started all this stuff. I see some of you had lots of photos with Cuba, which was kind of cool also. So what he wants to do, because it's our 20th anniversary month, he wants to, what's the word he uses? Not crush the competition, but he likes being the biggest brokerage in town. I think we all do, right? Having the most agents. And some brokerages locally have merged, so they've gotten a little bit bigger. But what he's doing is, for the month of May, and the month of May only, okay, if Liz sends in an agent and meets me or Wendy, and they join in May, preferably, but maybe they'll join the first week of June, second week of June. If they join in August, no good. So it's a short window they have to join. She doesn't have to pay $100 for a year. Just one person. One hire, your $100 is gone for a year. Okay? What was it before that? 3. Right. Okay? So we go from 3 to 1 for the month of May. But to make it even more appealing, if you bring in 3 people and me and Wendy hire them in the month of May or beginning of June, you don't pay your dues forever. Your $100 is gone forever for as long as you're with the company. So think of it. $1,200 a year. That's based on another one how long people are here. Let's say you're here 5 years. That's $6,000 in your pocket, or $100 a month that you can use on something else. Okay.
Marketing
marketing, right? Whatever, flyers, open house coffee, whatever you're going to be doing with it, okay? If you, and it's a singular thing, meaning if you have 2 people now, Sunshine, you send in 2 people already, and now you send in your 3rd. It doesn't count towards those 2, okay? Just for this one deal, it's for 1 year, and then 3 months from now, you send in that 3rd person again, you're good for life. I mean, for another year, I'm sorry. For another year, yeah. Whew, we're giving it away here, right? I'm going to mess this up. This is going to be a nightmare. But Susan's got it. Yeah, Susan will figure it all out, you know? Okay. So, questions? None? Good. Okay. No. Anybody have questions, concern?
Unlicensed, it doesn't matter.
Say it again?
If they're not licensed yet, they have to be licensed.
Well, they have to join us, yeah. They have to be licensed. Or are getting their license. You know, they graduated Key. Yeah, they've signed their ICA, they're coming on board with us, they're a brand new agent, and they're waiting 6 weeks for their license. That's fine. That's fine, okay? So if I was Joanne, you know, she has all these students at Key, if she finds 3 of them that want to join us, for as long as she's with us, she doesn't pay any money.
That's good.
I mean, again, another one of these crazy things that he does, which I'm not crazy about. I am for you guys. But I think from a company perspective, it's crazy. Just like free copies are crazy. You know, I think that's insane. Okay, but it's what he likes to do. I know, Patrick. I'm sorry. So no questions about that. If you do, ask me, Wendy, ask Suze, Maria. We all have it down pretty well. Okay. Look at these 2 photos, baby. Look at these 2. Look at Liz and look at Joanne. Yeah. Oh, they're just sitting in the front row. Great job, ladies. The cool thing about this, Liz has won this award twice. I think she's the only one that's ever won it twice. Pretty cool. So congratulations, ladies. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the numbers because we want to get the agents up here. But needless to say, inventory is going up. Okay. Days on market, I think, are starting to tick up a little bit, even though it says 38. It's actually a bit more than that.
Appraisals are coming in lower.
Appraisals are coming in lower. You know, I'm not saying bring everybody to new homes, but you know, that might be a better path depending upon the client. Okay, and simpler for everybody. So, but the numbers are good. As long as I'm waiting, when will 9373 hit 10,000? We should have a pool. Everybody throw in a buck or something. Is it going to be in August? Will it be next June of 26? When do you think we'll hit 10,000? Because I think that'll be a pretty good milestone. We haven't been at 10,000 in a long time. You know, total properties for sale. So that's May of last year, so you have an idea of what we're comparing ourselves to. And of course, Warrentina herself is here, who brought a great breakfast for us, and we love her to death. And Nora, come on down here.
How much time do I have? Like 2 minutes?
Yeah, no, whatever you got to do,
Okay,
within reason.
I love playing games. Okay, so, I know. Yeah. Okay, so which one of our plans includes either a free rekey or an HVAC tune-up? Just raise your hand.
The first,
Well, you gotta need a name.
the basic, the premium.
You guys are right on top of the names of these plans, huh?
Here, at least twice a month. Okay, there's 3 plans. No.
Good guess, though.
It's really funny that you say platinum. That's our direct-to-consumer, and they're never here, and they never bring breakfast. I'm on the real estate side, and I'm here, and I bring breakfast. So, okay, Shield complete.
Yeah, I win.
Shield complete. Do you want a, this is like, okay. So, how much does it cost to do the live video chat on the app?
Zero.
Oh,
There you go.
okay, 3, who said 3?
Thank you.
Okay, all right, so, but seriously, you guys, about the direct-to-consumer, and I just say this because you're gonna be really disappointed if you're working with a buyer and you just say, yeah, just go online and see which plan you wanna get. And what happens is they go online and they fill out all the stuff and they end up in a direct-to-consumer plan, okay? So who could tell me what the difference is just on the HVAC coverage limit between the direct-to-consumer and the real estate plan?
5 to 15,
Okay, which one's 5,000?
the direct,
Okay, and which one's 15?
if it's assigned to the real estate.
Yes. So you guys, the biggest difference is gonna be The HVAC coverage for our real estate plan is $15,000 per unit in a 1-year contract, meaning we will either spend, we will spend up to $15,000 to either fix it or replace it. Okay, that's, you guys, buyer's agents. What do buyers care about here in Nevada? That's not, they only care about the AC. So, 5,000 to 15,000 is a big difference. We are always going to give our referral partners, your clients, the better coverage, okay? So, that's one. The other difference is, how much is the service call fee on a real estate plan?
$100. 100.
You said
What
100.
it was?
Yeah, so this, the difference on the real estate plan is it's $100, direct to consumer, it's $125. Now raise your hand. Do we have a 30-day wait period on our real estate plan?
No.
No.
That said we did. No, we don't. On the direct to consumer, they would have to wait 30 days from, we said, 30 days from the time we get the money from escrow, which could essentially be
These advantages, I'm
6
sure.
or 7 weeks. Okay, because it goes by mail. And then lastly, dang it, between there and there, I forgot what I was gonna say. Okay, so real estate plans, yeah, anyway, biggest call to action, you're working with a buyer, or you have somebody that wants a home warranty, just put me on a 3-way text, a 3-way email, just introduce me, and I'll take it over from there. You don't have to know all this information, you don't have to understand the plans. I do a really good job setting the expectation of what a home warranty is and what it covers, and then I always end the conversation with, please save my number, if anything happens after the close of escrow, to give me a call, right? So, that's it, let's do it.
Nora, thank you. And to Nora's point, it's really easy for us to say, here's 2 or 3 home warranty companies, give them the links and let them pick out a plan, right?
It's so overwhelming, you guys.
Right. And then they pick out the plan, and they pick Nora's, and then 6 months later, they have a service call, and the plan they picked did not cover the item. So they're upset. And who are they going to be upset at? You! not Nora, not the buyer, the other way, you, because you just gave them the links and said, fend for yourself.
If
So
you're negotiating for your buyer, and I get it, you have so much to negotiate these days. But when you're negotiating, if you ever ask me to quote you something, I'm always gonna say Shield Complete. Every single time, for a single family, under 5,000 square feet, it's $815. They get full coverage, all the major systems, all the appliances, even the extra refrigerator in the garage is included, right? They get roof leak protection. You know how many calls I got about roof leaks this last weekend? A lot. Roof leak protection. But the 2 biggest things that are gonna save them a ton of money on repairs is the refrigerant and the modification coverage. You guys, we replace compressors and condensers all day long, okay? It's the cheapest part of the service. Do you know what the most expensive part is? The refrigerant. I talked to somebody the other day, he was paying for R22, it's not even hot yet, $165 per pound. You guys, refrigerant follows gas prices, okay? It fluctuates from season to season and region to region, okay? We are coming up on our hot season. I promise you that refrigerant, whether it's R22 or 410A, is gonna be well over $200 a pound. Who can tell me what an average 5-ton unit takes in refrigerant? How many pounds?
8 pounds.
8 to 10 pounds. Do the math. So, you wanna save your buyer some money. That first year, you guys, they don't wanna pay for service. They
No.
don't wanna pay for maintenance. They wanna do the fun stuff, furniture, baseball.
And even if you put on the RPA, seller to pay, $695 towards your buyer's warranty, and they say yes, and then they want the home complete, and it's $120 more. What should you do?
We pay it.
Yes, you pay it. You pay it.
If you can't pay it,
Okay.
I get it, if you're already putting in for something, connect me with your buyer. 9 times out of 10, when I explain to them the difference between the 2 plans, just the free rekey is worth it.
Yeah.
They love, you guys, they love the idea of a free rekey. And it's such a great thing because, they're going through a lot during the transaction, so when you can call them a couple days after closing and be like, hey, don't forget, you get a free rekey service. we don't even need the money. We will come and rekey the 6 locks with 4 identical keys, 0, no money at all. It's a great first experience.
Pretty good deal, gang, pretty good deal.
All right, thank you.
All right, gang, thank you, Nora. All right, gang, no, you did fine. All right, you guys got a couple of emails from us lately. One was on if you're a realtor and you, for some crazy reason, want to be a loan officer at the same time. Now, you can do that. Nothing wrong with it. Totally legal. You just can't really do it here. Okay, meaning you can't approach another agent and say, hey, listen, I can help your buyer out. I work for ABC Mortgage, we're a broker, we can beat anybody's rates. If that conversation takes place in here, we're going to tell you to leave. Okay, if it happens a lot, we're going to tell you to leave the company. Okay, don't ask, hey, Tim, can I come to a meeting and talk about ABC Mortgage? I've had some of you do that got their loan officer's license. Of course you can't do that, okay? So I'm not saying pursue it, but just be really, really careful, okay? Things like that, I don't think our E&O insurance covers if something goes sideways, okay? So there's so many things that can go sideways that my advice is, I don't know what my advice is, but use common sense, okay? Go ahead, Wen.
Do the loan and be the realtor on the same time.
Yes. I remember back in 2012, a realtor at RE/MAX had the listing, had the buyer, and did the loan.
Wow.
Made like $47,000.
Wow, damn.
Unbelievable, you know? Those days are over, you know? He might be in jail now, I don't know. But you can't do that stuff anymore. So pursue that if you want, but just pursue it outside of Realty One Group, okay? And the other email we sent you guys, well, actually it came from our compliance department about the BBRA and well, let Maria, you can explain it better than me. Maria, come on up. Everybody, here's Maria. Okay, there we go. Okay. We know there has been some confusion, absolutely, Tim, regarding the below email from the head of compliance, so we wanted to provide some clarity. Could you clarify, please? Yeah, have a seat for this one, yeah.
Okay, let's clarify. So the notice of broker's comp form is gone, so you no longer need that form. If your client is going to pay any of that transaction fee, it must be in the BBRA or in your listing agreement. If it's not in those 2 places, you're not gonna get paid. We're all good with that?
Yeah.
The listing agreement, next to the 2.5% or 3%, you're gonna put there $800 or whatever. And the BBRA underneath the 3% or 2.5, whatever you put there, on the bottom, you're gonna put in there the 800 or whatever. You can, where did it go?
This is all you gave us.
No, go back.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
Don't click.
I got it. I'm with you, baby. I got you.
Okay, right here, let's talk about that a little bit.
Let me preface it by this. So you have your buyer, you did a buyer's consultation, they're buying a $485,000 house. What's the transaction fee?
800.
How much?
800.
I got 8.
800.
I got 8. I got 6.
600.
Do I hear 7?
600 plus 200.
485,000.
Total
485,000, isn't like 230 something?
800.
900.
400 transactions.
No, 100, 200 for the dock storage and 600.
$600.
Total 800.
600. 4 plus 2. So it's always, you always add the transaction fee plus 200.
No, 600 plus 200.
600. Right. Yeah. 6 and 2 is 8. What did I say? 4 and 2? See? There you go. Okay. That's what goes here. Right here. Correct?
That is correct.
That is 800 goes there. And then if you put 800 and you put here, transaction fee. Very simple. Okay, but you can put 1,800 there if you want.
If you have a,
No, you can put 1,800 there. You can put 2,800. You can put 1,250. You can put anything you want. And you get that difference. But you then have to include this funny little line here. Where that yellow is.
Related expenses, including but not limited to transaction and compliance fee. So you have to put that verbiage in that line.
To be paid towards.
Right, so
business
you're gonna put
related.
$1,800, please don't put $1,800. But let's just say $1,800, and then right here, you're gonna include this right on this line,
Okay.
okay? Does that make sense?
Can I say something?
Please, Wen, jump in, baby. Come on, save me here.
So, if you compare all, like the brokerages around town, and everybody's competing as agents, okay? If all of our agents start putting 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 there, and then they label that as transaction fee and tell everybody it's just a transaction fee, what do you think agents at other brokerages are gonna start saying? Realty One agents charge so much money for their transaction fee, and it is not the Realty One transaction fee and dock storage. It is you guys charging your own fee. So it's going, if you guys start collecting those large fees, it's gonna give us a bad name at Realty One Group. That's just my take on it.
Yeah.
You shouldn't
No,
take more than
that's-
what your commission is. If you want more commission, add more commission.
And that's why I said, I mean, you know, we talk about $1,800. You're not gonna put $1,800, you know, on there, cause that's gonna be ridiculous. What you can do, you know, as an example, you can charge the $800, and if you have TC service, you can charge the extra $100 on there.
But you don't know the
Okay.
price point of the house when you're giving them that to sign prior.
How do you not know?
What?
How do you not know?
Like if the range is say 350 to 500.
Is that normal? Is there a $300,000, $200,000 range with a buyer? Really? Be honest. Really? Is there?
Yeah.
No. No. They got a pre-approval letter, right?
Yeah, the only thing that you can see the difference is like between like 390 and 405, something like that, you know,
Yeah.
like that it can change from 400 to 600.
But if I meet a buyer in a consultation, he goes, Tim, yeah, I want to buy something between $300,000 and $500,000. We're gonna have a really conversation about narrowing that baby down. You know, that's crazy. That's insane.
But in that case, we're at 100% custody. I would just suck that up.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's fine, but just make sure that you, if you have a buyer and you're gonna put extra money or the transaction fee, so you're gonna put the 3% and $800, make sure that you label this correctly. If you're gonna add anything other than the transaction fee, you have to use that verbiage.
And if I get a call from the buyer, hey, Tim, this is Billy, and your agent charged me something here. What's that for? I'm going to transfer that call right back to you. I don't know what you told him. You know, if I had it my way, we would only charge our transaction fee. If I had it my way. So it's fair. There's no confusion, okay? Because what's going to happen, you're going to get a client that you're going to charge $800 to, or a little bit more, and then his brother Billy comes in, and it's different. And Billy's gonna be pissed. And when he calls me, I'm gonna transfer it right back to you, just so you know, okay? So it's a way you can make a couple extra bucks, but I think you shouldn't do it, in my opinion.
So has this actually happened?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the only reason we're doing it.
Yeah,
We're not,
it's
so,
happened.
it's happened, yeah,
Yeah.
so.
And the 1,800 is not, it's not funny.
Yeah.
You know, we did have that conversation with the agent, but you don't wanna do that, because like Wendy said, then we're gonna get the bad rap, because on a commission instructions, who sees the commission instructions? Both sides. At some point in time, both sides are gonna see the commission instructions, and they're charging $395 and you're charging $1,800. Really? You know, that's not gonna be kosher. So, transaction fee, you know, and you can go over, you know, $100 or something like that if you're doing a TC or whatever. Okay. Any questions on getting your transaction fees from the listing side or from the buyer side? We're good? Okay. Kosher. Now, the next thing, that changed is we're having a lot of agents, which I think is great, putting in on their BBRA or their, 3%, okay? They get into escrow, seller decides they're gonna pay 2.5%. And you go and talk to your, buyers, and the buyers are willing to do the 0.5%. Okay, when that happens, we need either 2 commission instructions, one for 2.5%, one for 0.5%, or with some title companies, they'll put it in one commission instructions, but they'll label it. Seller paying 2.5, buyer paying 1/2. The point is we have to have a commission instructions that have exactly spelled out what each side is paying. If it's just the seller, we're we go back to what we've always had, just 2.5% from the seller, and that's all you're gonna get. But if the buyer's paying anything, we have to have it split. Good? last thing is, oh, yes,
Could you explain why we're changing that?
because we need to know who's paying what, is basically what it is. You know, we need, that's kind of like the new rule. You know, now you can ask the buyer to pay a portion of your commission, we just need to know.
The lender would have to see that anyway. if it's
And
a
lender,
loan.
yeah.
Could
the
the
lender's
broker
gonna-
compliance fee, having to add that into the conversation when you're meeting somebody for the first time with the BBA, it's a lot to just,
Well, remember,
all
the
of that.
transaction fees, that's up to you guys if you wanna charge them or not. We have a ton of agents that put 0 on there. And they just charge 3% or 2.5% and 0 in compensation. That's totally up to you, you know, between you and your client. We have other agents that get them on every single transaction, no questions asked. So again, that part of it is totally up to you. If you negotiate it, you know, if you wanna just, you know, take it out of your commission, you know, that's fine, you know, that's up to you, you know, on there. But the commission instructions, we just need to know who's paying what is basically all it is. And most, I would say 90% of the title companies right now are splitting them because they have to know, you know, who's paying what. Because on the final settlement statement, they have to balance and they have to put in there, okay, the seller's paying 2.5%, 0.5% is coming from the buyer. So that needs to be on there. So, like I said, just keep that on the back of your head. Most of them, I mean, Rock Title is like awesome with them because they just spell it out and, you know, they'll put 2.5% seller, big bold letters. You know, 0.5% buyer, big bold letters. You know, just so that we know, you know, who's paying what. That's the only reason, okay? And then the last thing that I need to talk about is, we have to have, I've got a whole bunch of closings on my desk that I can't process because at the end, and I know a lot of you don't go to closings unfortunately, but you have to have the conversation with your buyer with your buyer to find out how they're gonna vest the property at closing. And you have to have that conversation before the file closes. Because right now, where I'm sitting with a bunch of closings that without an addendum stating that the buyer went from Jennifer Jones to Jennifer Jones's trust, I can't process. So if anything at all changes with the name of that buyer, you have to have an addendum. Whether they're going just to an LLC, whether they're adding, you know, their name is, what was yours that you had?
Zeb.
Okay,
Zebulon.
yeah, so he signed everything Zeb, and then all of a sudden he's gonna, vest it in his legal name, which is a long legal name that I'm not gonna try to attempt to. But when you do that, now all of a sudden we have to have an addendum, because it looks like 2 different names, okay? And again, the same thing goes with LLCs or trust. Okay, any questions with that? God.
Crystal clear.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maria, as always. All right, I thought John was here, maybe he's not. Some of you came to Wind Down Wednesday last night, it was fun.
Yeah.
12, 15 of you, we got a little lit for about an hour there, a couple shots. A little charcuterie board or something, or however you say that word.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was nice. So he's doing it every Wednesday. The first Wednesday of the month is us, and then the other 3 offices is the following Wednesday. So, one board Southwest next week, or?
It's good
I
that
think
it's
it's
at 4
Northwest.
o'clock.
Northwest.
It's Northwest.
Northwest, yeah, okay, gotcha. So it's nice to, it's a good way to
4
mingle.
o'clock's good, that's perfect.
Yeah, 4 to 5:30, 4 to 6, it was kind of nice. And he has a lot of stuff going on, particularly this. Next week's meeting will not be in this room, it's gonna be out there.
Oh, okay.
John Story's coming in, very well-known trainer, social media expert. From 9:30 to 11, you can't even use the computers out there. So if you're used to coming in Thursday mornings and using the computer, you can't. We're gonna cover them up. We want you to pay attention to the meeting, okay? Really good stuff. A lot of agents at Realty One Group use him as a coach. Really good guy, okay?
That's not recorded, right?
Not a chance.
What day is it again?
Hmm?
What day is it
Same day,
again?
Thursday.
Next week's meeting. Next week's meeting. Okay, it's everybody, it's in here. Okay, everybody, it's in here. There's a flyer and everything.
I'm
okay?
supposed to also promote it.
There you go.
The
Exactly. There you
flyers
go.
are all over the office.
approaching, he's great. He's awesome. You're
Yeah,
either gonna love
Judy's been
or
with
you're
him for a
gonna
long
hate him,
time.
he's awesome.
Right. He's one of those guys, you love him or you hate him, okay? All right, gang, here she is, you know, giddy up herself. Heather Mirich, everybody. Yay! You okay?
Let me just take this for stability.
Just in case, we don't need a lawsuit here,
Do you
baby.
guys remember the original Charlie in the Chocolate Factory?
Yeah.
Remember the grandparents are bedridden until he gets the golden ticket?
Yep.
And then they throw away the cane. So I hope that's me in 2 weeks. So.
Yeah.
Give me some golden tickets. I have 2 more weeks. It's been 4 weeks. Okay, so, all right, I guess we'll go over this first. We have this new flyer. It's all over the office. I'm not going to read it word by word. But you guys, if you don't know what Rock can do for you, we do a lot of stuff. So we have business boosting tools, education. So, and I'm going to cover some of that education here in a second. Fast, smooth closings. I know a lot of you guys have used Rock. So if there's room for improvement, please share your experiences and I'll bring that to upper management and see how we can do to continue making it as smooth as possible for you guys. A culture that rocks. And our 30% off. So if you guys don't know about this, if you guys start a prelim with us and put on MLS that Title Work started at Rock Title, both sides can get 30% off the escrow fees. So, and you do want to let us know too, just as a reminder, if you're on the buyer side, we give discounts for investors, military, first responders, first-time home buyers, senior citizens, which is over 55, and teachers. So also tell us about that. Okay, next Wednesday, I'm going to be doing, it's the Wednesday workshop, May 14th at 11 o'clock, a Google review form. So if you guys have your Google My Business already set up, great. If you don't, I can show you how to do it. It's going to be more hands-on. I'm not doing a whole presentation. I want you guys to see how to do it, and then I'm going to show you where to get that QR code so you guys can start asking for reviews, and it goes right into Google My Business review form. So you can send that to people, and it's really easy. I know I helped Judy with that already, so, and she gave me a nice review, so I'm also taking reviews on Google. Thank you. We can do that next week. Also, so my class tomorrow is sold out, but I do have some room for the same class on the 21st. So I'm starting to teach CEs on the senior market playbook. So it has a lot to do with marketing to seniors. So that class is gonna be May 21st. You do have to register because it's gonna be at Rock Title, Russell 215, the Southwest location. So find me if you want that. And then starting June 4th, at Rock Title, I'm gonna be doing a monthly mastermind for senior housing pros. So anyone that's, whether you're a real estate agent or you're in that field helping seniors, I'm gonna have like a mastermind. We're gonna do a Q&A to kind of start and how to help our senior clients. And then also I'm gonna have a guest speaker once a month that comes in. So the first one that's coming in is, she's with a multi-generational home. So she helps tell your clients if they're gonna age in place how to do it safely. And she'll come in with a checklist and show you, okay, this needs to be modified, this needs to be modified. If they can't stay in their 2-story home because it's too expensive to modify that, obviously downsize and modify the next home. So she's great, she's CAP certified. I actually have that myself. So I'm doing a lot in that space, so I'd love to have you guys there, but also limited space, so register if you wanna register for that. And that's all I got for today. Thank you guys.
Yeah. You okay? All right, kids, we're gonna go right to the good stuff now. Where are they? There they are, okay? It's only 3 photos, but I think there's 5 of them in a room. So, what I think me and Wendy and Sue and Bianca talked about, maybe getting more agents to talk to you guys. Not that you're sick of me and Wendy, but you get sick of me and Wendy after a while, you know? It's different voice here. So, we did the top producer panel a couple weeks ago. That went really well. Don't worry, Patrick, I think we're gonna do a Father's Day panel too. This is a Mother's Day tribute kind of thing, because Mother's Day is this weekend, so it's something we've always done. So, I see Shauna, come on up, where's Ro, who else is here? Who am I missing?
Anna Mary.
Anna Mary, come on, come on, let's go, Judy. I think Erica is here, but she's in her office working, so, come on, ladies, make yourself at home. Come on, don't be shy, you know. Come on, that's it. Deep breath. You'll be fine. You go, girl.
Just in case. Some keywords there.
Hey, before we forget, Suzanne, where's the sign-in sheet? Suzanne have it?
She had
Okay, Wayne, take a number, so we can announce the winner when she comes back.
I don't know how long it is, but we'll just say 2.
Number 2. So if you know who number 2 is, you won, okay? All right, gang, so these gals are all successful realtors. They balance motherhood and husbandry and or partnership, whatever you want to call it at home, and they're all really nice. You know, like when Shauna calls me, it's not a problem, you know, it's, or Ro, or any of them, Judy, you know, and Judy's here every day. You would think Judy would have more issues than most. But she doesn't. She handles her business really well. So we have some questions for you gals, nothing crazy, I promise, unless Wendy sneaks in a curveball. Yeah, but, why don't you start, off, firing away
Hi,
questions?
ladies.
Hi.
Okay. How has being a mom helped your business through different networking groups with me? How has being a mom helped your business through different network groups your kids get involved with?
All right, now check it. Let's start all over again. 90 seconds. Real quick, 30 seconds.
Oh, yeah,
How long have you been a realtor? How long with Realty One Group?
With Realty One Group, 16 years. Suzanne and I, a month apart. And
16 also,
I'm a realtor. This in September will be 19 years.
Excellent, okay. Shauna Earl is one of those agents that never comes in. We love her, you know? She doesn't get her money. She doesn't get her money, you know? So Shauna, tell everybody who you are.
I'm Shauna Earl. I've been a realtor for over 20 years, and with Realty One, I think 17 years. I need to go back and check my numbers. 16, 17, I'm right there with you guys.
Excellent. All right, Ro.
I have been a realtor for 4 years and 3 years with Realty One Group, and I know you wanted me to say, I have 2 kids, 15 and 19, and I've been married, tomorrow, 17, 18 years on Saturday, so, yay!
Let's go back, Shauna. How many kids do you have?
I have 7 children.
7 kids, there you go.
Wow.
Whoa.
Okay.
And
What
I've
are the
been-
ages?
They go from 7 to 26, and I've been married 27 years.
Wow. I have 5 kids.
That's hard.
My oldest is 23 and my youngest is 9.
Same neighborhood.
All right, Anna, you're left.
I'm the one my name is Ana Marie. Been in the business a year and a half. Yeah. I have 1 kid, 2 years and a half, and I have 1 coming.
Oh, yeah!
But it's been good.
You're hiding it.
Yeah. You're gonna see.
You look good.
Leverage that.
Thank
Clients
you.
love pregnant ladies, don't they? You guys?
Yeah.
They leverage that.
If we have time, Wendy will tell stories how she dragged Jaden around for 15 years.
Oh, I don't
You know,
It adds to
for-
your business, it really does.
Yeah.
So do you want to try to rephrase that question, maybe,
Okay, so,
pick another one?
I'm gonna rephrase it, because, okay, so are there any networking groups that you joined because of your kids that actually turned out to be beneficial for your business? Let's start with Judy, and then we'll go across.
I wouldn't really call it well, I guess. So I'm in a Facebook group called Las Vegas Jewish Moms. I'm not the admin of it, but I'm in there because I'm Jewish. A lot of my clients are Jewish, and when people ask for an agent, I don't really go salesy. I'm like, my kids are in these different organizations. I'd love for you to, learn about Las Vegas and the different Jewish schools, organizations, events per se. So I don't go to the sales. And if my past clients that are in there and they tag me, and then they're just, so it looks good. So that's really how I actually have gotten a lot of clients out of there. Actually, I have a client that is a single dad, and he was in there, and he found me, and he relocated here from Australia. So they do, I guess, they did let a Jewish dad in, but that's helped me out. And a lot of my clients are like my kids' friends' parents, so it's really helped. I kind of you balance with being so busy because, real estate, but I'm like, would I have this business if I didn't have all these kids? So could come from them.
I think my answer is very similar. I think just being involved in their lives and then their, our whole family together, and then people just naturally learn that I'm a real estate agent, or it's a friend of a friend, the referrals. That's how my business has primarily grown. So yeah, I think through church a lot, through school, and just through their activities, talking in the community has spread my business for sure.
Same for me. I didn't join networking groups for it, but My son is in hockey, he's in like 3 different leagues. My daughter was in theater, and I was always the mom who volunteered at their school, so they knew they can come to me for Christmas parties, Easter party, well, no, it wasn't Easter, it was, the end of the year party, Valentine's Day, but, just working those parties, growing relationships. When you are a mom, I feel like you have a certain, like, trust with other parents, cause you're depending on each other, or my kid's going there, or, there are kids coming to my house, so you just develop our relationships. So I've gotten business that way and referrals, but I also, it's just a freedom to be able to go there, so I go anytime I can.
I agree.
All right, I don't have that much experience as you guys. I only have one coming, and he's not like that big. But like I put him in schools, and he was like 1 year old, like pre-K. And I go to all like activity school, and I present myself there. And I also feel that like I'm having like network, like on social media or anything. But like my friends, now that they have kids, it's more like they go to my side, like say like, you're not the girl from before, now you have a kid, now they trust me more because, you are a mom now, you have more responsibility. So I think that makes people change their mind when you have kids because they see that they can trust you more. If you can have a kid, so they can trust you more. They can see how you are with the kid. It depends how you are with your kids, but I feel they look more at you like that.
Like you're grown up now.
Yeah.
You're an adult.
You're not a baby anymore. I'm 30 years old already, but like before they were like, oh, you're just, hanging, and I'm like, no, I have a kid now, I'm more responsible now. So everything changed.
And more
Everything changed.
relatable, I think.
Yeah.
Relatable, yeah.
I think that's the word I would say. I think
Yeah.
the kids help you to be relatable.
Yes.
We understand what they're looking for, we know what they need, and we just help them.
That's true.
It's funny how I think the kids make us look more responsible or
Yes.
reliable or
Yeah.
whatever. When I got my license in 2008, and I still have it, on the picture on the business card is me and my nephew Blake standing by a tree when he was 4. And it's the cutest picture, but I put that on my business card. And people say, oh, you have a beautiful son. Oh, he's a great kid. He's a great kid. I played up he went on to a dad thing for a while. So with all the kids' activities, whether it's soccer or whatever it might be, have any of you found a niche from that? Like you're from going to all the high school football games, you're the go-to realtor for Palo Alto, or a niche that you may have found from the kids that you didn't realize before.
For me, just being newer, like in the hockey world now, like with Gorman, like now I had a mom say, okay, I need your help. My parents need a 1-story. This was just at the last event because again, I'm traveling with them. They're learning to trust me. So I feel like in that world and like the group I'm in right now, yes, but it's taken some time because I've only been in it 4 years. So sometimes they have realtors. I'm not like a 20-year seasoned realtor, but I get out there and I network. Like I make it known, like, and I'm not like salesy either. Like Judy said, like if I miss an event or I miss a game, like where were you? I had an open house. I make it like they know I'm a realtor, but I'm not like, hey, I'm a realtor. Here's my card. Use me.
Yeah.
Like so, I think you have to be like just
you have to let
smooth,
them
you
come
know?
to you. You have to let them come to you, like
Yeah.
ask you questions.
Yeah,
and
for sure. Smooth.
Yeah.
But you guys' main business is not coming from there, are they?
A little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah, so like mine's all, I was a networker before I was a realtor.
Okay.
So I talk to everybody, like everybody. If I go at a restaurant, like I just talk about it. It's a hat I wear, right? Wife, mom, realtor.
Right.
So I just make it known that I'm a realtor, but in a smooth way.
I see.
No, I don't know if we have this question, but as you guys were talking, have you ever found that somebody didn't want to use you because you're a realtor? Because you're a mom, like, she's always busy with her kids, I need somebody that doesn't have that, like, have you ever?
I have had that happen before, and I had a friend vouch for me that I had sold a house to, and she said, you have to, Shauna, you think that she can't handle it, or she's busy with her 7 kids, but she says, watch her, she'll do it. And that was a really sweet compliment.
I like
And
that.
so I did it, and she says, I was so surprised. I thought I'd get less service, but in the end, somehow it was better than I expected. You know what I mean? It was a nice compliment.
Detail we want to.
Yeah, that's what she said. She says, watch her work. She'll take care of it. And
It's multitasking
yeah,
too.
yeah, it was a nice compliment.
Yeah.
We have found time for everything. I don't know how, but we found time for everything. It's just, like I say, multitask.
Yeah.
Well, also it's freedom. Like we get to bring our laptops everywhere we go. I have my hotspot. I was getting my hair this morning and I was doing work. Like it's freedom. It's not like you're in an 8 to 5 job. You just have to learn how to use your time wisely.
Yeah, sometimes you have to, I mean, I don't know you guys, but I've been, when my kid was little, I went with him to show houses.
I was just asking,
Yeah, I
that
know.
how many of you took your kids and you found it helped or it hindered or?
It depends on the client. Like
Yeah.
if someone that
It
I
depends on
know,
the client.
when my kids were little, they were literally in like the
car
seat.
carrier. I took it out, put it on the floor, locked the front door, was with my client. I had a client that had a baby around the same age as mine, so they were just napping next to each other. And then as they get older, my little son, he's a little rambunctious and will go all over a house. If I
Yes,
have to
that's
drag my
true.
daughter, she's 11, it just depends on the client. If it's
Yeah.
someone totally new and I don't know them, I'm not gonna
Right.
bring my kids. If it's like, oh gosh, this house just came up, I'm like, well, I'm gonna get my kids from school and then I could meet you.
Okay.
Is that okay? And and they already know me, but I try not to. And now that they're older,
It's different,
I don't
yeah.
really have to take them. But when they were little, sleeping in the car,
Yes.
And open houses and that, would you take them or?
I didn't take him.
I didn't,
Yeah,
and I
long.
really
Yeah.
don't do too many.
I
open
did that
houses,
once,
but yeah.
in one open house, but he was sleeping for half of the time. And then when he wake up, okay, run around a little bit. It's nothing that we can do. If not, we cannot do the open house. It's just
Right.
we have to make it work. Anyway, yeah.
You guys are all doing solo, or you have a team in Realty One group?
Solo, yeah.
I'm riding solo. So, I have a really funny story, being a parent. So my kids, my 2 younger kids go to a private school and they get a week break in January. And I'm like, okay, either I be here and entertain them or I'm gonna be doing work or go on vacation. My daughter was like, Mom, you gotta, let's book a vacation, because I'm always with the last minute vacations. And I'm like, you need to refer me a client. So, some clients. My daughter does not have a phone. Her friends at school don't have phones. And 2 hours later, I got a text from a single dad in her class. The daughter's in my daughter's class, and he's like, I got your name. I want you to list my place, and I want to buy a place. And I was like, that's so weird. Like, my daughter's on the phone. I guess I put it out in the universe. But anyway, it was super pleasant. I'm like, hey, how did you get my name? And apparently my name was tagged in one of these Jewish groups, and he wanted. But I was like, okay, so my kids are bringing it in the universe. Like, new business.
They want to go on vacation.
Huh? And
They
we
wanna
did go on
go.
vacation. We did.
Susan, do you want to ask him a question?
So how and when do you have your self-care time? When do you take time for yourself?
That's how
I do.
That's how we look at
I
each
do the
other.
mornings. It's like
I
I
do
drop my son off at school and I go to the gym, go to yoga, go to Pilates. That's my me time. Or at the end of the night, like 9 or 10, my husband will have our time, or we watch a show or something. But you have to have your husband time, and you have to have your kid time, and you have to have your me time.
It's hard.
When I go to the bathroom, I lock the door. I can be talking to my kids, and then the minute I go to the bathroom, they need to talk to me. I'm like, really? Like, get out of here. But, I get my nails done once a month, and I get a pedicure, and of course, I'm taking work calls, but I'm like, to my nail guy, I'm like, don't talk to me, because he talks a lot. Carrie knows. I'm like, don't talk to me when you're giving me my foot massage. Like, please, this is
Me time.
But as far as self-care, I mean, hopefully for Mother's Day, I'm gonna get like a gift certificate to a spa. I do like that stuff. I'm not bougie. I don't like fancy purses or shoes. Get me like an adventure or something to do for myself, and it's a spa certificate.
I love that.
Yeah.
I would say the same thing. Morning times for me have been the best. And I have a walking buddy that we just exercise together, and she's flexible, which I have come to really appreciate. So I think including people in your life as a support network that understand that some days are just like today. I couldn't go walking today. 'Cause I'm-
You
but I
come in.
appreciate that that doesn't fluster her, it doesn't get her upset. She says, no problem, wish me luck, and off I went. So having good friends and a good support network are important. I agree with you. The date night on Friday night is a big deal for me and my husband, and we do our best to protect that night. Sundays are my family day. I work very hard to not work on Sundays.
Yeah.
And most of my clients are actually very respectful of that. I just let them know it's our family day, and I do everything. I'll work every other day, but that's the day that I want to just be super present with my kids and my husband, and so anyway.
That's what
worked
I'm
for us.
trying to in that part. Sundays. It's hard to separate. Sometimes clients don't understand that we have a life too outside
Yeah.
business. But that's what I'm telling you. Like on Sundays is family day. You know, it's the only day that I can be with the kids, with my husband, with my family in general. I live with my mom and my dad, so I brought them from Cuba. They live with me, and they don't know anything, so I like to go around with them, show, like, have family time. And then I say, respect my time. You know, if we have to go any place, then I have to be ahead of time, and we have to talk about this before. But that's my day. You know, like I can work Saturday, you know, Monday to Saturday, anytime. But on Sundays is my kids' day.
So you preface it with the client when you meet them, saying,
Mhm.
this is
Yeah.
my schedule?
I just say, yeah, I work every day, and I'm happy to help. I mean, if you had a question or something on Sunday, of course,
Right.
call. But
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna show houses on Sunday, and they're great about it. I
Okay.
mean, if
Yeah.
there's a fire emergency or something, but there really haven't been in 20 years. I can do a pretty good job of not doing Sundays, and they're. When I say it's our family day, they're great about it.
They respect that.
Yeah, they're great about it.
Go ahead.
Carrie, do you have a question?
I just wanted to say something. So, for these four ladies, I know for a fact, Ro and Judy, because I'm really good friends with both of them, that it's really nice when you work with them because you are getting them, not an assistant or my team, or, kudos to you because you don't need anyone else to handle a show or it goes to voicemail. Like, you guys are always very, very good at that independently. With your high production that you all have, it's very pleasing.
Thanks, Carrie.
Yes.
So I take off Saturdays, it's my Sabbath. I already
Yeah,
mentioned that I have a lot of Jewish
yeah.
clients, and they are very respectful of it, and they understand. So I give options, like not all my clients are Jewish, a lot of them are, but I'll say, hey, can Sunday work? I do work Sundays.
Yeah.
So they respect that. And if you put stuff on social media, I know you don't want to get too personal, but like I do Friday night dinner, Sabbath meal with my family, and so people know my traditions, and so they respect it more. I think because earlier someone asked a question, if you lost a deal because you're a family. During COVID, I had somebody, which I was shocked, I thought they would want to be in their own car because, everyone in a panic. And I was going to have them follow me, and they kind of assumed that they were going to be in the car with me, and I was like, I'm not sitting in my own car with my mask on, oh hell no. And then I was like trying to time everything, and I was like, oh, I'm going to have to get my kids. And then I kind of lost them. But I feel like when one door closes, so many more open, and that's when you put on social media that you are a parent, then they get to know you and know a little bit about your personal life, so.
Yeah,
That's true.
great point.
I can add to that too, if you don't mind. But I think when I've met people through my son's hockey or my daughter's school or whatever it is, adding them to your personal page, because you obviously have a business page and your personal page, I think it really helps to grow your business too, because people can see the side of you that you're just not a realtor. You're posting about your kids, your family, your vacations, things that are important to you. It's positive, so that attracts more, and that's helped me grow my business as well.
Yeah, they want to see a little more than
Yeah.
it's only business.
Yeah.
Wayne, what do you got?
So, question, how do you ladies set schedules or time block to, add your kids in there so you're not overstepping? It's kind of back to back with what we were just talking about. Do you time block, or do you just set schedules? I only work this time to this time because after this time I pick up my kids and then I'm a no-go. Do you work in the evenings? How does all that work?
I just do it all the time, but especially because my son is now a little bit older, he knows quiet, it's not like he's screaming or something. So I think as your kids get a little older, it's easier. I was only in the business 4 years, like I said, so my kids were never babies, but they knew, my husband and I have always owned our own businesses. I haven't worked a 9 to 5 since 2005 when I was AGM of Hard Rock of the beverage department. So they've always seen us as entrepreneurs and understanding like business. So it's a little easier for me, unless I know like specifically have something going on, I'll just say I can't, do a call at this time, I can't show houses, but I mean, clients are kind of understandable, especially when they know you have children in your family, especially when you give yourself so many other hours and days.
That's true. I usually on weekends like look at my schedule for for the week that is coming, and I try to like, even if my clients are not ready to go to see houses, like I say, okay, this day I'm gonna show houses, this day I'm gonna show, this time is for kids. And then I plan my schedule, and then from there I go, and I always tell my clients, I may see something come on like today, and then we can go see it, fine, but usually I like 24 hours at least, so we can schedule appointments, and I have time to plan a route before we go and see any houses.
So you're not just dropping, when they call you, you drop and go.
No.
Sometimes
Or
I
sure.
drop and go. I'll drop and go if they have what I can.
Just depends what you have on the day,
Yeah.
I feel, because if it's like a busy day and you have a lot of things planned, and then you say, I'm sorry, I'm gonna try to open a little bit, but like this is. We try to work around. We don't want to lose the client.
So when I was first in the business, I was not desperate, but you kind of are desperate. But now I'm at the point where I can say yes or no to people. And I'll give them options.
Yeah.
Hey, like this time or this time, does that work for you? At night, if my phone rings and I see who it is, and I don't want to be on a half an hour call with the person, they'll just have to wait till the morning. I do have some clients overseas that when they're waking up, it's like nighttime, and if I'm doing a deal with them, then I will answer the phone. But when they were younger and I would get a work call, I'm like, shut up, I have a work call. So they know. But what's really funny is that when I leave voicemails, you know how like when kids go to school, like the teachers are teaching them their address and like their phone number. My kids learned my phone number because I was on work calls and like leaving voicemails. So they like learned my phone number when they were really little. But as far as timing wise, I just give them options, my clients, and it depends. Like if someone's really ready to pull the trigger on a home and something comes up and you think it's gonna go. I had a client last night that was like, can we go see that house? And I'm like, if you love the house during the day, we could go back at night, but for their first showing, I didn't want to go at 8 o'clock at night.
Right.
So I was like, you know what? When it's convenient for me tomorrow, which is today, I'm going to do a little quick video, send it to them because they think it's going to go quickly, and they'll have it, and if they love it, we'll schedule a showing. But I try to do things on my time and then give them some options. But yeah, you have to draw the line.
Yeah. We have a lot of moving parts, as I can tell you guys all do too. You probably do too. A lot of moving parts in our family. So I have a scheduling program that I've loved for many years called Opus Domini that has it's kind of like the old Franklin Planner. That's how old I am. But it has the to-do list on one side. It's all on it's electronic. It's on my iPad or my phone now. But
What's the name of it again?
it's called Opus Domini. It's like Franklin Planner. It looks a lot like Franklin Planner. And it has the to-do list on one side, it has the schedule on the other side, and then there's like a journal page or just notes or whatever you need to take on the other side. And I have loved that for years and years. And it allows me to do it in different colors, so different people in the family can, just kind of like Google as well, but
Right.
Different people can see different things. So I can see what each kid is, which kids are doing what my husband needs, and then I can just see where I have pockets of time. I've also learned over the years to use the word appointment. I don't have to explain what the appointment is.
Right.
The appointment could be volunteering at the kids' school, so I could say I have an appointment from noon to 2, but then I'm free at 3. But they don't need to know that I'm at my kid's school from 12 to 2. It's just an appointment. It's an appointment with my child or an appointment with the school. So I use that word for lots of things in my life, and people respect that. They know, like, I have an appointment between 3, but I'm available at 3. And I just tell my clients all the time, like, I will move as quickly as they want to move. If they want to see that house, I'll do everything I can to get in as quickly as I can. But within the bounds of, what I have to give. You've got to have boundaries or you'll go crazy. So, and I think you get a sense quickly in this business, like who's ready and when they're ready. If it's just a preliminary one, we're going to schedule that when it works. But if it's, if it's a house that popped up and they're ready to go, I don't want to lose it because I'll do everything I can to get out there.
Yeah.
Have you ever, felt guilty, like choosing family over the job, or the job over the family, and how do you handle that? Like, the plans this weekend, but then Friday, the $3 million listing calls you, and wants to see you Saturday. But you promised the kids the movie. How do you navigate that?
Misty.
Yeah.
Yes, I have felt bad before when that's happened.
What do you want?
She needs water. She needs water too.
I have like a take-home
I have had those moments where I have felt bad one way or the other, and it is what it is. You just do your very best. The truth is, when people say like, what do you do? I will tell people I'm a really happy mother of 7 children, and I'm also a realtor. And
That's
so
your full-time.
that's how I
understand.
feel about it. My kids grow, and I never get those days back, and I just love being a mother. They're my favorite part. My family's my favorite part. And so to me, I do my very best to make it happen and to do everything I can for those clients. I love the clients. Like by the time I'm done, they're on my Christmas card list, most of them. Like I just love them. And so to me, I feel like it's a new friendship I'm making every time. I mean, I love them. So, but I love my kids more. So I do whatever I can to take care of my family first. But there have been times my kids have had to make a sacrifice or we've had to adjust something, and they've been great sports about it. And usually it's, I mean, you know, as moms, like you do your best to make it happen, and it happens.
But it feels like if the client really wants to work with you, they're gonna wait for you. You know, like Judy saying, one door closed and the other one's open. You know, like if they appreciate you and they want to really like be with you during the transaction, or they want you to represent them, they're gonna wait for. It's gonna be the right time for both of us.
It'll work out.
I feel to like just go and do the.
I feel like with my kids, I've also had to teach them that the reason they have such a good life is because we have these jobs and, you know, with these careers. So
There's some
it's
sacrifice
about,
involved.
Yeah, like last year there was a big tournament for my son's hockey in Lake Tahoe, and I had a $2.5 million listing, and I'm like, I'm missing that weekend. I'm going to do my open houses, and so there's a balance there too. Luckily, I'm married. My husband gets to go, but I want them to know that hey, there's sacrifices that have to be made to be successful, and I'm not missing all of your games, but I may have to miss some of them.
Yeah.
So I lost my mom kind of at a young age. So I decided that I'm gonna start living life and taking vacations. So sometimes if I get a call and my daughter's like trying to talk to me, I'm like, just let me take this call. How do you think we get to go on vacations? Okay? Just, you know, without this, we can't do this. But is there guilt involved? Sometimes. I mean, my daughter's a little princessy. She's got 4 brothers. She wanted to get her nails done. I delayed it twice. She finally did, and I took her. But there's some times that there is a little bit of guilt, but then I, you know, kind of try to make it up to them.
I think you're always gonna have guilt no matter what as a parent.
It's just being a mom. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard, no matter what you do.
That makes you a good role model.
Yeah.
It's important that your point is a great one. I think it's important that they see that we have things that make us, that are interesting to us and stimulating to our own minds, and that we have things that we want to do as well. And I mean, they know they're my favorites. They know it. But then it's also fun for them to see that there's another side to mom too. And I hope that is a good role model to my kids someday.
Yeah.
They can do both. And yeah.
What do
I
you
do
got?
have a question. So do you guys have set hours? Like, you know, just like a regular schedule, cause you know, like, I work 9 to 5, I work 8 to 5, I'm not gonna do this because of dinner or anything, or do you guys just, being a mom, I know it's hard, it's like, okay, well, I can't work these 3 hours, so I'm just gonna work longer in the day, I just didn't know if you guys work set hours.
So I try to get up between 5 and 5:30. I know you guys saw that I'm in John Story's coaching, and he says do your critical tests before everybody's awake, reaching out to clients, saying hello, doing handwritten notes. So I try to do that stuff before anybody's awake, say hello to people on social media, because they'll see that first thing. Get ready for school, drop them off at school. I have some clients that I know they work 9 to 5 jobs, so I'll grab them. They're old enough to stay home for a little bit. If I have to run out and show a property, then I will. I don't really have, it's not really 9 to 5, but I do have a lot of downtime too. You know, the reason why we wanted this work is to have flexibility, so I try to be as flexible as possible for my clients with a limit.
with boundaries. I feel like we put boundaries and then we schedule a time, but like it's hard because our schedule can change like in a minute. We plan ahead, but we always need some room to make a change. And like I like that. I'm trying to do that now, like waking up early so I can get like my EMIs done or like reach to clients. That way I don't have to do it later at night when I get home and I want to be with my husband, my kids. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm working on that. I'm working on that. I cannot wake up every day like that, but I'm trying.
I do mine after I drop my son off at school, so I get up, get him ready. We live a little bit far from school. He goes to Gorman, so we're like 25 minutes out. And then I come home and I do emails and notes, messages on Facebook, check your messages, and then I work out and then I get my day started. But I work till about 8. I mean, I don't really have clients that, I don't really, I mean, again, my son's older, so sometimes they're at hockey till 8:30 at night, 9 o'clock. So, and then when we're at the hockey rink, I can work there. So my schedule's a little different, my kids are a little older. My daughter's at college. So my schedule allows me to work later and I don't mind it at all.
I just tuck a lot of things in. That's my answer. I just tuck it in. When I have a little window, I tuck it in.
Yeah, it's a crazy job that we do here, right?
But I like it that way, because it's the
schedule.
flexibility. Yeah, there's no
Right.
set schedule, but
Yeah.
I like that flexibility, and I've learned how to just tuck lots of things in.
There you go.
One of the questions I like that you sent us, Tim, was do you get your kids involved in your business? And I do. So I had an open house. I was setting up for, I don't know when it was, but I had my son and I paid him. But I had him go around door knocking with me, and he handed out flyers with me, and people are more receptive. Like, oh, that's my son. I have a open house tomorrow. If you know anybody. So and my daughter has put out open house signs. She sends some Canva work for me, but I want them to see, how hard we work, and it may not be a 9 to 5, but you have to put in just as much work, and be an entrepreneur and working for yourself. So I think it's important to get them involved.
That's true.
I agree. Questions, gang? Anybody want to throw a curveball at them or something? We're all okay? I mean, I think one thing Shauna said, I thought was brilliant. I remember when I was an agent at RE/MAX, if I had something going on with Chloe or Blake, sometimes I would say that. Like, you would say, yeah, I'm going out, me and my girlfriend are taking my niece here, can we meet later? Because I was being honest.
Right.
I should have said I have an appointment. From 2 to 4.
Sometimes I say
and
both,
it sounds so
depending
much
on who
better.
I'm talking to.
It's so much more
Right?
professional.
Yeah.
But I thought I was being honest and sharing my life with the clients, but they could have hung up and said, oh shit, he's doing that instead of helping me. But if I said, look, I have an appointment, I'm not going to tell you what that appointment is.
They don't need to know your personal life sometimes.
It could be a doctor's appointment, it could be anything.
Yeah, I thought that was great. That was
Like,
great,
I have an appointment, a nail appointment.
Exactly.
Massage.
Pilates, whatever that appointment is.
You don't have to tell everybody everything.
Yeah, that's great, okay.
Do you all find, knowing that since you are moms and have kids, that the evening hours, most of your clients are respectful, leaving you with your family as opposed to calling at 6, 7, 8, 9? Or is that something you preference with them as well, saying that I don't work on Sundays and I also try not to work after this time, extenuating circumstances, or most people sort of.
I take calls all the time.
Okay.
I don't have, but it doesn't bother me to do it. If I'm with my family, we're eating dinner, I'll just let it go to voicemail and I'll call them back afterwards. Yeah, like if we're, if it's the family time, we prioritize that, but I don't mind taking a call at 8 o'clock at night. Like, that doesn't upset me to take a call at 8 o'clock at night. But if it did upset you, I would just say put a boundary to it. I don't need a boundary because I don't mind, to me, I don't mind it. So, but if you did mind it, or if it was a problem for the family, I would just say, yeah, just put a boundary to just say. And I've called agents lots of times where they'll leave the voicemail that says, if you're calling after this time of night, I'll be sure to call you back first thing in the morning. Or I know other agents that do that to say, kind of, here's where I stop. But normally I just let it go to voicemail and then I try to call them back, or I'll text them saying, hey, I'll call you back.
And they're fine with receptive. Okay.
Yeah, same for me.
Yeah.
Because also you don't know people's work schedules, if they're working,
True.
some bartenders can't answer the phone, or so I just try to be open, I know you work the schedule, if I can't answer, I'll text you, things like that.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this.
On that note, so Friday night, the Sabbath meal, my kids are off devices. We call it disconnect, to connect to our family.
I love that.
Because if I need to set the example, and if I want them to be, and I don't know what the statistics are, to get your family to sit down and do a meal together at least once a week, we that's
We
where we
don't
connect,
divide
so
it.
people
It's
respect
important.
that,
I
you know,
agree.
so.
How much of a challenge is that, right?
Disconnect to connect,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
I like it.
Well, guys, I enjoyed everything. You guys were great. You guys, what do you think? Good
Thank
stuff?
you.
Good stuff?
Yeah, you too.
So,
Number 7, you had me beat.
There's some other stuff in the handout.
I thought I was
Can we
crazy.
go through it? And, as always, thank you all for coming. Thank you,
Hey, thanks,
ladies.
Tim.
Get a picture with you ladies.